So, my name is Ben Jordan Diputado, and I'm here to present a proposal for the beauty salon. I named this presentation Beauty Salon Makeover Challenge, a proposal. So, let's start. So, what about beauty salons? So, Forbes Business Insights reports that around 215.65 billion US dollars in 2022 and is projected to grow to 383.88 billion US dollars by 2030. So this is in reference to um, the beauty industry. So it's expected that more beauty salons will be popping up, similar to the one that is being presented right now. So beauty salons are typically segmented based on their service type. We have your hair care, nail, and skincare or spa. So hair care is the most dominant in the global salon service market as compared to your nail care and your skincare. But oftentimes, nail care and skincare is assimilated into your um, hair care shop salons. Okay? So a wide variety of chemical products are being used in these services, such as shampoos, hair straighteners, hair dyes, and bleachers. Also, locally, the demand for beauty salon in the Philippines is not surprising, considering that there is a passionate interest of the citizens in terms of pageantry. So, in the past years, there have been a lot of pageant winners, which has encouraged the population into availing of such services. So, in the 2021 report to the Philippine Statistics Authority, there are around 38,803 establishments engaged in personal wellness. So there is not a specific data for beauty salons per se, but it is added or included into the personal wellness industry or classification by the Philippine Statistics Authority. So hairdressing activities in salons are chemically intensive and exposure to its chemicals are very likely, particularly for those workers that are in the in the in the in the in the activity. So while the customers are directly exposed because the um, chemicals are being applied to them, the workers or the exposure to the workers is not really being considered, um, despite the fact that they are spending most of their time in these stores. So, as I have mentioned, safety evaluations of products primarily target consumers. So, although professional hairdressers may face significantly elevated exposure levels considering the amount of time on a daily basis that they are exposed with these chemicals. So, in effect, studies are scarce on the direct effect of these chemicals on both workers, even customers alike. So, let me give you a brief profile of the beauty salon that is being considered for this study. So, the location is around Espana Avenue, corner P Campus Street in Manila. So, the store was established around 2023 with an employees of 4 people. So, there's one at the counter, the cashier. Two is delegated to hair services, while there's one person dedicated to nail services. Okay, so the services offered are hair services, varied nail services includes both manicure and pedicure, while the operating hours um, is around 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. But usually at around 9 p.m. they already start cutting off um, customers to start cleaning up for the next day of operation. So the floor area is 31.23 square meters, and the number of floors is 2. Although the second floor is not being used as of the current moment, it is being considered for an expansion for spa or massage. So the operational profile. So currently there are no um, natural ventilation. However, there is a mechanical ventilation. We have a split type air conditioner, which is usually operated around 24 to 25 degrees Celsius. And then for um, the business, in the business relation or in the business operation, there are around two major um, services per day. So major services refers to services that last more than 2 hours at least. So you have here your hair dyeing, your rebonding, so on and so forth. So your minor services generally comprises your haircuts. So we have here at least 15 minor service per day. So these values are average estimate. So for nail services, we have here around 7 services per day. Okay. So this is the floor layout. So we have here one big sofa for customers that are in waiting. So we have here, this is the entrance, and then this is the back door exit. Okay, so the door at the back. So this one is a counter where the cashier is seated, and then this one is for um, hair services, as well as these two. Well, this one is for nails, pedicure, nail services, as well as this one beneath the staircase. So as mentioned, the store has 2 floors, but the upper floor is currently not in use for any services. So in this study, I just considered the first floor area. So the red one is the AC unit for the um, store. So here are the common products being used in the day-to-day operation. You have here your shampoo, conditioner, hair dye, hair oxidizer, hair bleach, rebound solution, baby powder, alcohol, um, perms, permanent wave solutions, nail polish. These are just the typical. So there are also other products, but they are usually used in moderation or very few times. So here are the common chemicals found in these products. So we have here formaldehyde, um, which is found in your hair sweeteners and your nail polish. These can cause wheezing and coughing and due to throat irritation. Acetone, found in hairspray, nail polish remover, so it causes eye, skin, and throat irritation. Xylene, fragrance enhancement and disolvent, so this causes headache, dizziness, vomiting, and impaired reaction time. Toluene, found in wig glue and hair dissolvent, okay. So the corresponding effect here. For styrene, we have here your hair glue extension, um, It is a carcinogen and can cause tiredness. The ethanolamine conditioning properties in hair products. It is also found as a foaming agent. So effect is it as a, gives off uh, allergic reactions, and it is also a carcinogen. Parabens, so shaving found in shaving gels, spray tanning, etc. So this is a endocrine disrupt, endocrine disruptor. So um, its effect is that it mimics estrogen. It may cause breast cancer and probably other forms of cancer. Also, ammonium persulfate we have here found in your hair bleach. It causes shortness of breath and coughing, asthma, and dermatitis. Ethylene glycol is a disinfectant cleaning solution. Yeah, it causes headaches, eyes, and nose irritation. Also, we have here methyl methacrylate, um, ethyl methacrylate found in your artificial nails. So um, these cause skin irritation. For methyl methacrylate, it causes birth defects for offsprings of pregnant women for long exposures. And then um, dibutyl phthalate is found in nail polish. It also causes birth defects for long exposure. Butanol, methyl ethyl ketone, is a nail polish remover. Um, causes headaches, nausea, dizziness. Dichloroethylene, hair extension glue, causes liver and kidney damage mainly. And then sodium lauryl sulfate, which is found in shampoo, causes eye and scalp irritation. Although this is typically not in air. So propylene glycol is usually found in your lotions and creams. Also not so much in air. So this aids in skin aging process, liver and kidney damage for long-term exposure. Okay. So how do we control or mitigate these chemicals? So we'll be looking into um, the hierarchy control or safety controls um, for every work environment, okay, or in any environment. So we have here elimination, substitution, application of engineering controls, administrative controls, and your PPE. Okay. So for elimination, um, so recently in the US, the state of California, um, they banned several chemicals used in cosmetic products. So this is up until 2025. So they included dibutyl phthalate, formaldehyde, methylene glycol, and parabens. So this is what you call the toxic free cosmetics act. So so as I mentioned, um, these are some of the products. So for formaldehyde, it is a known carcinogen. Methylene glycol is also a type of formaldehyde. And then for parabens, as I mentioned earlier, so this is an endocrine disruptor. So this harms the reproductive system. So and then all these toxic chemicals have been banned already in the EU and many other nations, and have been slated for removal from store brands um, of major US retailers. So we have Target, CVS Health, Walgreens, Rite Aid. So these products have been known or linked to cancer. So there are some are endocrine disruptors such as parabens. So new product rollout may come out by then. So this is applicable only to the US. Okay, but in terms of substitution, so this is just a changing out of material or process to reduce the hazard. So as I've mentioned, the US recently passed in California passed the Toxic Free Cosmetics Act. But in the European Union, um, 1,400 uh, chemicals have since been banned in 2009, in contrast to US, which has only 11. So, although more expensive, um, the products of the European Union will tend to be safer in the long run, as most of these toxic chemicals have been removed. So the toxic chemicals I previously mentioned, those are most likely removed or reduced to an extremely low concentration in the contents of the product. So for engineering control, so we have here calculating for the um, cubic feet per minute. So um, the way we do this is that we try to calculate the air change. So air change is how many times the air enters and exits a room um, from the HVAC system in 1 hour. So or how many times a room will fill up with the air from the supply registers in 60 minutes. So a method of measuring the volume of air moving through the ventilation system or other space is known as the CFM or cubic feet per minute. So the CFM, cubic feet per minute, is calculated by multiplying the volume of the space times the air change rate divided by the 60. So normally, the the air change rate is given in terms of hour. So um, we divide it by 60 to convert to minutes. So the air change rate, which is recommended for beauty salons, is around 6 to 10. Mm. So calculating for the volume of the air salon, so we have assuming a 2.4 meter height or ceiling height for the air salon. So you get here 2,646.13. So times 6, which is the minimum. So you get 264.61. While for the maximum, 2,646.13 times 10 divided by 60. So that's 441.02 cubic feet per meter. So this is the range for your CFM for your HVAC. Now, if we're go- uh, if we're going to look into the currently installed HVAC system, the air conditioner, for the airflow rate provided by the AC is minimum 148.32, and then it has four settings. So minimum, um, this is the low, medium, moderate, or high, and then max. So maximum is around 370.8, and from previous calculation, we have around 260 to 440 plus. So to achieve the required CFM, the air condition unit must be operated at high to maximum operation at all times in order to meet the sufficient standard. But this is an estimation only. So for the administrative controls, um, it is recommended that the admin require intermittent breaks for workers outside of the salon so as to refrain further exposure during those times. Okay, and then require regular hand washing to minimize retention of chemicals on the skin, and also to give trainings for workers to be efficient in keeping client time short. So the shorter the services that the workers give, the faster or the quicker the exposure to chemicals, as well as in terms of the business perspective, they can accommodate more clients in in a given day. So last but not least, we have here your personal protective equipment. So these are the basics. So we have your gloves, your face mask, and your apron. Uh, so there are other, but these are the common personal protective equipment. So they should be provided at all times by the owner, by the admin, and they should be worn whenever appropriate. So, so as mentioned, this is part of the hierarchy. So this is the PPE should be the last line of defense when it comes to uh, the last line of defense when it comes to air defense against the pollutants within the air um, in the spa in the salon. So it should the others that should be given importance are those at the top. You have your elimination as well as your substitution. Okay. So here are some conclusions. So in terms of engineering controls, the current setup is sufficient for the business space at specific PC operation conditions, which is your high and your max. So the use of PPE, both for customers and workers, have been appropriate as mm, as uh, narrated during interview, and as well as observed at the time that I was visiting um, the spa in the salon. Okay. But the further recommendations are review the current items used in the store if market alternatives are already available, especially those from EU. So this is to remove the use of unwanted chemicals in the work airspace. So if air um, ventilation is necessary or is an interest, um, an additional exhaust fan may be installed near the on top on the space above the counter uh, at the left side of the entrance. So if um, which can be seen at the floor plan. So above the counter where the cashier is located. So I think that's the most. I think although it still has to be reviewed, I think it's the most appropriate location. Should there be a need for an additional installation? Okay. So with that, um, that would be all for my presentation, and I'd be glad to answer the questions if there are any. Thank you very much.